everybody, and welcome back to Sai-Cology with me, Saira. Today we're going to be getting into mind control. Woohoo! Today's subcategory is object power, coincidence, and self-destruction. Fun!
You could change everything tonight. This is your chance to do something right.
So, you want to know the science behind good luck charms? Well, it's magic. Well, magical thinking, that is. This is the belief that an object, action, or other circumstance not logically related to events can influence the outcome of them. So, with good luck charms having the power to help you win the big game, get the job, or ace the test, it's really more about an illusion of control than luck. Those who believe they have good luck have greater self-efficacy and a better hold on their loci of control. Their optimism and confidence acts as a placebo effect and self-fulfilling prophecy. It's not a guaranteed win, but it does help your performance as it blocks out that fear of failure and allows you to take more calculated risks that leads to more rewards. Side note, as we keep going further and further throughout this series, you're going to start to notice how a lot of things interact and all these principles are connected. So with good luck charms, it's basically about suggestibility, which we talked about a couple weeks ago, and the placebo effect, self-efficacy, and self-fulfilling prophecies. All of these are part of other episodes of psychology. The more you know, the more powerful your mind control powers will be. Next, talisman, or the power of objects on us. People highly value things that they own, even if they don't have behind materialistic worth. This is thanks to the endowment effect, as well as our aversion to loss. People also have a tendency to find comfort or transition objects. This is best seen in childhood as a safety blanket or a favorite stuffed animal, but it can work with adults too. It's something constant as our lives change and grow. It can represent our loved ones, home, our culture. These are familiar things that help us feel happy and safe. Objects in themselves are nothing without the meaning that our minds put on them. They can act as focusing agents that remind us of the truth. Dependencies and habits, like good luck charms or items that we hold dear, can influence what we think about and focus on. Apophenia is the value we see in patterns. We like to connect the dots and uncover relationships between everything we encounter. Having high apophenic tendencies is linked to creativity and thinking outside the box. In extreme cases, this can lead to conspiracy theories or type 1 errors. But in other cases, it can save our lives and we can recognize if something is off. Coincidence and apophenia is why we see faces in random objects, also known as Pareidolia. Also known as Pareidolia. Believe in luck and other misperceptions of probability, such as the gambler's effect. These problems can be further extrapolated by confirmation bias, or the bias that helps us confirm our own assumptions by discarding anything that conflicts with it. However, seeing coincidence in things is not an error, it is actually part of our human design. It can help us make decisions and find the truth and meaning behind things in our lives. When you disagree with someone, if you're completely on the opposite side of them, they'll feel less motivated to try and convince you, since they'll feel like you're unreachable or just too different. So, to make people agree with you, you need to appear like you're on their side, but with a few minor differences. For example, if you're a liberal and you want to convince someone who's conservative to vote for Hillary, by coming out and just saying, you're a liberal, vote for Hillary, you're wrong, that's going to just shut them down. Instead, find some conservative beliefs that you might agree with partially and start with those and say that even though you do believe in those things, you still chose Hillary. They'll be more likely to listen to you if they feel like you're on their side with slight differences rather than somebody who's fundamentally just different. Another way to use people against themselves is unconditional positive regard. It's basically playing angel's advocate, or more commonly known as reverse psychology. So if someone wants to do something, but you don't want them to do it, instead of telling them all the reasons that they shouldn't, you should encourage them even more emphatically and enthusiastic than they are about it. Because of this, they'll start to be devil's advocate to themselves and questioning and doubting if that's what they really want. I think it's a great idea to get a pet alligator. I mean, it'll be so easy. We'll just get an inflatable pool, put it in the backyard, and it'll totally be great. The kids will love it. I think it's totally a safe idea. The trick here is to be sincere. If you say these things sarcastically, it's just going to fuel the defiance fire more. If you want to give advice to someone but they don't seem particularly receptive, you can give indirect advice by bringing up a similar situation casually, with parallel obstacle or morals. Because of our human nature to find patterns, the other person will hopefully connect the dots between the situations and take your advice without even knowing it. There's a saying out there that the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference, and it really is true. Love and hate are perceived as being opposites, but they're really next to each other in our thinking. Think of something you hate. Do you really hate it on its own, or is it because it's threatening something that you love? Or those that you love, you might find it's quicker to be upset with them or have a deeper, stronger anger or hatred towards them, even though you love them. Why is this? Because with people that you love, you have a trust, and there's more at stake when they do something it really hurts you on a personal level rather than an ethical level with a stranger. It is easier to get someone to switch from love to hate or vice versa than to make someone not indifferent. So, if someone really hates you, finding out why might help you get them to love you. However, if someone is indifferent to you, it may be difficult to make them care about you enough either way. So, in this episode we learned about how our thinking can be magical. We also learned about our tendency to find patterns and coincidence. Then we learned how people can be their own worst enemy and how to use that to our advantage. But use your powers for good, people. Next week we'll be talking about how to use colors to control people's minds, as well as priming and prejudice. If you want to see my sources or any other cool psychology resources, check the links down below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you won't miss the next episode, and comment any questions, thoughts, or experiences you might have. See you next time, and remember to behave yourself.